Did a single front row moment at Paris Fashion Week just rewrite the unspoken story between two global icons, and why can't the world stop talking about it? What really happened when Kim, Taehyung and Bae Suzy sat side by side in Paris? And why did one photograph feel powerful enough to shake the internet? Before you read further, pause for a moment and ask yourself this. Have you ever seen an image so quiet, yet so loud, that it instantly sparks millions of emotions at once? If your curiosity is already pulling you in, stay with this story until the end and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to be part of the conversation everyone is already having. On July 6, 2025, Paris did what it always does best. It turned a moment into history. Beneath the elegant architecture of the French capital, where fashion is not just worn but performed, the Celine Spring/Summer 2026 show unfolded as one of the most anticipated events of Paris Fashion Week. Editors, celebrities, buyers, and creatives gathered with practiced composure, expecting refinement, silhouettes, and statements stitched in fabric. Yet no one anticipated that the most talked about highlight of the night would not walk the runway, but quietly take its seat in the front row. Kim Taehyung, globally known as V of BTS, and Bae Suzy, one of South Korea's most beloved actresses and cultural icons, arrived not as a spectacle seeking attention, but as global ambassadors of Celine, calm, poised, and effortlessly magnetic. When the two were seen sitting side by side in the front row, the room did not gasp out loud, but the internet would later scream in unison. In that single seating arrangement, something intangible but undeniable was born. A moment, a feeling, a question mark that refused to fade. What was it about that moment that made it different from any other celebrity appearance? Was it the history both figures carried with them? Or was it the unspoken warmth that seemed to flow naturally between them? Taehyung, dressed in Celine with his signature understated elegance, carried an aura of quiet depth, an artist who has learned how to command attention without demanding it. Beside him, Bae Suzy radiated a soft confidence, her presence gentle yet powerful, the kind that does not overshadow but complements. Together, they did not perform for the cameras. They simply existed, and somehow, that was enough to set the world on fire. As flashes from photographers lit up the venue, fans around the globe were already bracing themselves for what would come next. And it did not take long. Within minutes, images of Taehyung and Suzy, seated together, began circulating across social media platforms, spreading at an almost unreal speed. Timelines flooded, group chats exploded, and comment sections turned into emotional arenas where admiration, disbelief, excitement, and curiosity collided. Words like visual overload, unreal pairing, and warm chemistry appeared again and again, but none seemed quite sufficient to capture what people were feeling. What made the moment even more compelling was its naturalness. There was no staged interaction, no dramatic gesture, no obvious attempt to create buzz. Instead, it was the subtle details that spoke volumes: the relaxed posture, the easy smiles, the shared space that felt comfortable rather than forced. Fans described their chemistry not as romantic in the conventional sense, but as something warmer and rarer: the chemistry of mutual respect, familiarity, and genuine friendship. In an industry often criticized for manufactured narratives, this authenticity felt like a breath of fresh air. Then came the next wave. Bae Suzy shared several photos from the event on her official Instagram account, a simple gesture that carried extraordinary impact. Among the images were moments from the Celine show, polished yet personal, and most notably, a photo featuring Suzy alongside Taehyung and actor Park Bo-gum. The post did not come with a dramatic caption, yet it did not need one. The visual alone was enough to send fans into a frenzy. Comments multiplied by the second, hearts filled the screen, and reactions poured in from every corner of the globe. Why did that Instagram post feel like a spark thrown into dry grass? Perhaps because it confirmed what fans had already sensed, that the moment in Paris was real, unfiltered, and shared among peers who genuinely enjoyed each other's company. Park Bo-gum's presence added another layer to the narrative, transforming the image into a symbol of Korean cultural influence standing confidently on a global stage. Three figures, each representing excellence in their own field, united not by strategy but by circumstance and shared respect. Emotionally, the response was overwhelming. Fans did not just comment, they confessed. They spoke about pride, about seeing Korean artists command international spaces with grace, about the joy of witnessing connections that felt human rather than performative. Some fans admitted they replayed the images over and over, trying to pinpoint the exact second when the moment became unforgettable. Others wondered aloud whether this was just a fleeting highlight or the beginning of something more symbolic. The timing of the appearance added another layer of intrigue. 2025 had already been a significant year for both Taehyung and Suzy, each navigating their careers with maturity and intention. Taehyung, known not only as an idol but as a musician with a distinct artistic voice, has long been praised for his ability to blur the line between fashion, music, and emotion. Suzy, who evolved from idol to actress to cultural icon, has consistently embodied elegance with approachability. Seeing them together at Celine felt less like coincidence and more like convergence. Celine itself became part of the story. As a brand synonymous with modern sophistication and effortless cool, it found in Taehyung and Suzy two ambassadors who did not just wear the clothes, but embodied the philosophy. Their presence reinforced Celine's global identity, proving that fashion today is not only about garments, but about narratives, emotions, and connections that transcend borders. As the hours passed, the viral moment refused to fade. Media outlets, fan communities, and fashion observers continued to dissect every detail. Yet beyond the headlines and trending topics, something deeper lingered. There was a sense that people were not just reacting to beauty or fame, but to sincerity. In a world saturated with constant updates and fleeting attention, this moment stood out because it felt genuine, unguarded, and quietly powerful. So, what does this moment truly represent? Is it simply a viral highlight from Paris Fashion Week? Or is it a reflection of a changing global culture where authenticity resonates louder than spectacle? Perhaps it is both. The image of Taehyung and Bae Suzy sitting side by side became a mirror for fans. Emotions a reminder that sometimes the most meaningful stories are told without words. As conversations continue and memories of that Paris evening settle into pop culture history, one thing is certain: the presence of Taehyung and Bae Suzy at the Celine Spring is Summer 2026 show was more than just a fashion appearance. It was a moment that invited the world to feel, to wonder, and to connect. And maybe that is why it still lingers in our minds, asking quietly but persistently, why did this feel so special, and why can't we look away? If this story stirred something in you, share your thoughts in the comments. Like this article if it moved you, and subscribe for more stories that capture the moments the world can't stop talking about.